Hey everybody, and welcome back to another week of Thumb on the Pulse. My name's Thumb Spasm, and I'm here to bring you the news as we do every week. Gaming news, streamer industry news, all sorts of stuff like that. We're just here to hang out and bring you news that interests us and gets our heart racing. So I hope you get to sit back and relax and enjoy the news this week, whether it's in podcast form on Spotify or other podcast platforms, or if you're watching on YouTube. Either way, click that like button. If you get an opportunity, hit the follow or subscribe button, and let's get into it, shall we? Alright guys, we're going to get started not with console news like we traditionally do. I think we're probably going to veer away from that from now on until there's some really big news in the making. But this time we're going to get started right off the bat with talking about lawsuits again. Surprise, surprise, not CD Projekt Red this time. We're actually going to be discussing the lawsuit that is up against Epic Games. Now this is a lawsuit that is not just in the United States, but there's also pending cases across the globe. This is going to be more specifically geared towards what's happening in the United States, specifically because that's where we live, and that's what we're most affected by, and because we couldn't find a lot of concrete information on what's going on around the world right now, just this little story on the Epic information with the United States. Now, as a part of a class action lawsuit, Epic Games has agreed to credit 1,000 V-Bucks to anyone who has previously purchased the randomized loot boxes that they had in Fortnite previously. Now, this is something they've already gotten rid of in-game. You can't purchase these randomized loot boxes anymore. In fact, it's been something that's been gone and out of the stores since 2019. Fortnite's immensely popular Battle Royale mode actually didn't include this randomized loot box. It was really just the original Save the World mode. But again, this is a practice that Epic's already gotten rid of because they, as a company as a whole, kind of agree with the people that came at them that this isn't a way that they want to do business. They were happy to say that it doesn't like the loot boxes anyway, and they're glad that they have removed them from Fortnite before this suit has even been finalized or it happened or anything. The company also cut paid randomized loot type boxes from Rocket League when Epic picked up Rocket League back in 2019 as well. So again, this is something that Epic's actively trying to get rid of and kind of preemptively attacking the ruling on this lawsuit, because again, this ruling actually hasn't been dubbed by the courts. This is something that Epic's doing on their own. A quote from CEO Tim Sweeney of Epic Games: "We stopped offering random item loot boxes like Fortnite loot llamas and Rocket League crates because we realized that some players were repeatedly disappointed by not receiving the random items that they were hoping for. Players should know upfront what they are paying for when they make in-game purchases." Now, in-game purchases is huge for Epic because that's predominantly how they make all of their money. With Rocket League now and Fortnite, in-game in-app purchases are a main source of income for the company. As part of the settlement that they are trying to appease and trying to kind of agree with the courts on, they're also going to be giving Rocket League players 1,000 in-game credits if they previously purchased loot crate keys or even some of the crates in that game that were similar to the randomized type boxes. The proposed settlement additionally provides up to $26.4 million in cash. A large part of that is actually expected to go to legal fees specifically, but also going to be used to address claims from players who say they were actually harmed because of the result of the loot box purchases. Fortnite players over the age of 18 will be able to submit a claim and receive up to $50 or 13,500 V-Bucks if approved for your claim. If you feel like you're obligated to get any of those claims or any of those V-Bucks or maybe more of the rewards that they're offering right now, there's still an option to make a claim for this suit or this settlement. You do have to go to epiclootboxsettlement.com. We'll include a link down below in case you feel like you are obligated to some of those rewards there. And potentially you can receive a bigger payout depending on how much money you've spent in the game. Regarding players under the age of 18, parents can submit a claim for an unauthorized purchase made by their child and receive the same potential settlement. So it won't necessarily benefit the parents' pockets, but at least will be some sort of restitution. In April alone, thanks to the pandemic, Fortnite's revenue was about $40 million. So the fact that Epic is just shelling out money and trying to make this right is actually something that has put Epic in a little bit better light, in my opinion. I haven't had the best experience with Epic personally, nor in some of the news articles that came out last year. So hopefully this is pushing it forward and maybe just not a PR move for Epic, but actually like good faith towards the people that are keeping that company running, the paying customers. Moving on from Epic Games to an Epic franchise. See what I did there? Pokemon is celebrating its 25th anniversary with a Pokemon Day. Now, this is something that they celebrate every year on an anniversary, but every 5 years it seems to be a little bit extra special, as well as the fact that this is the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. Pokemon Day is going to feature a Pokemon Direct. All the latest updates are going to be on the Pokemon Direct tomorrow. A whole slew of other stuff to celebrate. There's going to be a countdown, P25 music, which P25 is the name of the album that they're putting out to celebrate Pokemon's 25th anniversary with Katy Perry songs, a virtual concert featuring Post Malone, exclusive in-game Pikachu music-themed animated episodes, Pokemon Happy Meals, which we've heard about already from McDonald's and all the hubbub over the cards that are available, live-action celebration videos, 25th anniversary-themed product line, specialty merch at Build-A-Bear Workshop, Pokemon Go Kanto event, and its own Pokemon 25th anniversary dedicated website. Now again, this is all happening tomorrow on the 26th. Also, if you don't get a chance to catch it, we'll put a link to that specialty website down below. In regards to the actual music, the P25 album or the music performance or anything like that, the P25 music program, which is going to celebrate Pokemon's landmark 25th anniversary with some of the biggest names in music, kicks off on the 27th. After the concert, there will be more details about P25 music that are going to be revealed, so make sure to stick around after the concert so you can check out all those fun exclusives. Pokemon fans, this is your year. Blizz Con is something that did happen this year, but just like all the other conventions that have been trying to make ends meet and still stay relevant, they had a digital con, a digital Blizz Con. Traditionally, Blizz Con is in, I believe, the end of the year, closer to a November time frame, but because they canceled, they were really hoping that something would have happened with the immunizations, with COVID, some good news, so they really held out until the last moment before they canceled the con last year. But when they canceled the con, they did announce the dates for BlizzCon Digital. I'm not sure exactly what they called it this year. We're going to go over some of the big announcements that BlizzCon did make during the convention, which was about a week ago, February 19th and the 20th. They did announce information about World of Warcraft, as well as World of Warcraft Classic, Diablo 4 and Diablo 2 news, Hearthstone news, Overwatch 2 news, as well as some other ones, but those are going to be the main ones we touch base on today. World of Warcraft Shadowlands' next big update has been revealed at BlizzCon. It's called Chains of Domination, and it's a big one. So if you want, you can click on the BlizzCon link we're going to have down below for the full interview. Burning Crusade Classic servers are coming to WoW Classic. That means being able to experience WoW's first expansion almost exactly like it was back in 2007. So if you're a fan of that retro WoW gaming, please check out that original Burning Crusade Classic DLC that's coming to WoW Classic. If you don't have a level 60 character in WoW Classic, Blizzard will let you pay to boost one, but it doesn't sound like it's going to be cheap, so keep an eye out for that. More information again down at that link below. Burning Crusade Classic will also pit players against much harder versions of its raid bosses because y'all are too good at the game now. Blizzard decided that because you guys have been playing this game for so long and kept this game so relevant and so popular over the time that they're just going to bump up the bosses and hope to God that you can keep up. Also, when asked Blizzard whether it's planning to make Wrath of Lich King Classic servers, they were a bit vague. They had Diablo 4 and Diablo 2 Resurrected news. The Diablo 2 remake is official and will be releasing later this year. We didn't get a release date for Diablo 4, but we did learn that the Rogue will be one of the first classes available in Diablo 4. We also learned about how open world PvP is going to work. They did talk about that a little bit, so if you want to check it out, BlizzCon link down below. Hearthstone is getting a whole new mode called Mercenaries. It's kind of like a roguelike mode with simultaneous combat. The new core set, it'll include reimagined versions of classic cards like Malagos, Ysera, and Deathwing. Also, Anoyotron is coming back for some reason. Also, the next expansion is Forged in the Barrens, and it's very much for the Horde. Overwatch 2, a lot of people are super excited about this, and I remember there being some controversy over whether they were going to just upgrade Overwatch or do an Overwatch 2. We did get a first good look at Sojourn's impressive railgun. Blizzard is seriously reconsidering the role of tanks in Overwatch 2. They might even go by a different name in the sequel, so have similar roles but may not go by the name of tanks. Hero passives may be implemented to further differentiate the three core roles. Blizzard detailed how each role would change in their presentation at BlizzCon. Again, we're going to go ahead and link down below as many of these BlizzCon links as we can, but ultimately, if you're interested in any of the games that we just mentioned or any of the other Blizzard franchises or titles that they may have talked about in the BlizzCon 2-day event, check out the link down below. There's going to be at least one link that leads just to the whole website, so check it all out. But that was our overview on BlizzCon, so I hope you guys got some good information out of that. Moving on to some gaming news about new releases, we've got some new exciting information. This one looks very unique. This is, well, self-proclaimed first-person and third-person indie horror cat simulation game. This game called Etched Memories is a horror game starring a cat with a troubled past. Etched Memories is a horror game that seems to have a super unique plot line to it, but again, the game is completely unfinished and really just released a little bit of the gameplay trailer as more of a sales pitch to try to get some more developers behind it, to get some more people on the project and really see if they can't polish it up a little bit. But again, the idea sounds very, very interesting. Basically, the tagline for the game to describe it is you wake up in the midst of a stormy night as a gray feline named Biscuit who finds that his mom is nowhere in sight. We'll have more information on this news as it comes up, but again, it looks really, really interesting, and it seems to be a theme these days to have, like, a cat perspective. There was another game that was announced in the Xbox Showcase last year called Stray that was based on entirely on playing a cat in kind of a new world city. We'll have to do more information, maybe just a cat-themed thumb on the pulse one of these days. Another new game that's about to come out, Rogue Heroes. This is another Zelda-type game. This game has a lot of similarities and has a lot of feel like The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. Basically, this game would be just like that one if you added a bunch of modern roguelite elements, randomly generated its dungeons, and then maybe threw local and online 4-player co-op into the mix. If you want all of that in a new game and more, well, wonder no longer, folks. Rogue Heroes Ruins of Tassos is the game for you. It is a Zelda-inspired roguelite game that's chock full of secrets, surprises, and some top-notch dungeon crawling action. There is an excellent central hub area that you're allowed to evolve and expand there. There's a lot of fun little side quests to do and a lot of indulgent, well-designed overworld opportunities that you get to take advantage of. As the hero of the game, it has an ever-growing armory of weapons and skills, as well as different types of gadgets that you get to play with during the game. In reviews of this game, it has been mentioned that there might be a few too many skill trees, a little overwhelming with the mechanical upgrades and things like that, and the storyline doesn't seem to have the strongest hook in the game. Seems to be a little bit forgettable. Again, this is still an early game, but overall, this one really comes highly recommended as far as a co-op and solo adventures. So if you're interested in those roguelite type games and really enjoyed Zelda, anything like that, definitely check out Rogue Heroes. I have my bid in for a key right now, so hopefully we'll get to see it on stream in the future. I'm excited to try out a new game, always. And now, as we already teased once before, Skyward Sword HD was announced in Nintendo's Direct that they had last week. We're not touching base too much on the Nintendo Direct. I will link that down below as well. But they did announce that they'll be releasing a high-definition Skyward Sword port to the Switch. Not only is it going to be ported to the Switch in a little bit higher resolution, but it's also going to have revised controls that allow you to kind of mimic the old motion controls that the game originally had with your Joy-Cons, but also permit you to use the buttons and the sticks on like a Switch Pro controller or something like that, which is a vital point when you consider the existence of the Switch Lite and not being able to take those Joy-Cons off. The game will launch alongside a special set of Joy-Cons that you can buy as well, themed after the Master Sword, which is supposed to be in one hand, and your Hylian shield, which is going to be the other Joy-Con. They're designed accordingly. Aside from the control scheme, a possible opportunity to use amiibos in the game has been floated out there. There isn't much as far as the game itself being updated, but at a $60 price point, taking nearly 8 gigs of space on a 32 gig hard drive, we're hoping there's going to be a little bit more news coming out about this game before it's actually released, so we'll see. Splatoon 3 was a real big announcement from the Nintendo Direct. In fact, they held it all the way to the very end as like their big hurrah announcement. I personally haven't played Splatoon at all, so I'm not super familiar with the game. However, I do know that Splatoon 2 was a pretty big hit on the Switch. The third game in the series isn't due for release until 2022, but Nintendo did show off, like I was saying in the Nintendo Direct, quite a bit of footage. The setting is a little more grim. It is placed in a post-apocalyptic time frame, while players get dropped onto the map in a weird like Fortnite style drop in. We also got to see some new weapons and some customization options and things like that, as well as buddy helpers in the game. So a lot of people are extraordinarily excited about this one. If you have any comments on Splatoon or how you enjoyed it, or if it is a good or bad game, please leave those comments down below, because again, this one's one I'm not super familiar with and I've been thinking about dabbling in a little Splatoon action. Having just come fresh off of the Sony State of Play, PlayStation State of Play announcement, Knockout City was mentioned in Sony State of Play as well as last week in Nintendo's Direct. This is going to be a cross-platform game, as far as I understand, available on PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X, as well as the Switch. It's only going to be a game that costs about $19.99 when it comes out, but the idea is to make it inexpensive so people can play it across all platforms. A multiplayer dodgeball brawler from developer Velen Studios, a small studio from upstate New York. Knockout City was announced just last week, like I said, in the Nintendo Direct, and now, of course, is being announced in all of the other announcement shows. With multiple game modes and dozens of ways to customize your character, it's shaping up to be a really popular title, to be honest with you, for fans of competitive multiplayer action type games. There's going to be a 3-on-3 mode, a 4-on-4 mode, and a free-for-all match mode. I really kind of did enjoy this. It looks very, very thematically geared towards a younger crowd. However, so is Fortnite, and that's one of Epic's most popular games ever. So very curious to see the reception of this game, especially for being available on all of the platforms, essentially. I honestly think it might be one that I look into and potentially try to grab. So if you want to dodge, dip, dive, duck, and dodge, Knockout City's the game for you. Go pick it up right now. More new games to announce, just rapid fire go through them, that are coming out February 26th and beyond. On March 2nd, we have a slew of games, including Harvest Moon One World, Maquette, which actually looks pretty interesting, Monster Jam Steel Titans 2, as well as Yakuza Like a Dragon. Check all those out on March 2nd if you'd like to. Lastly, we do have updates on other games. Watchdogs Legion did put out an announcement that in March they will be set up and hopefully launching an online mode. Set to release in March, it should include open world co-op, 8-player Spider-Bot arena battles, and 4-player tactical operations. So get prepared to play some Watchdogs Legions online with your buddies. I need to touch into that game because it looks friggin' nuts. Portal 2 also made some announcements recently. Portal, as some of you may know, is one of my all-time favorite games. I absolutely love that game, that series, and after, I think, 10 years, Portal 2 is getting an update to the game. It's going to add more support to the Vulkan rendering. It's going to improve advanced video setting descriptions. It's going to make default video settings smarter, and it's going to speed up the compile time for user-made perpetual testing initiative puzzles. Tons of bug fixes. I'm hoping, this is purely speculation with no evidence behind it, but I'm hoping that the update to Portal 2 might mean that they're thinking about a Portal 3. That storyline is so good and has so many opportunities to keep going that I implore Valve to release a Portal 3. Or let's go the route of Left 4 Dead, man. Let's have the developers of Portal branch out from Valve and Steam and make their own company to make a Portal 3. We'll call it Portals with a Z, and it'll be the same game, but Portal 3, right? Right. Let's get that going. Games coming to Game Pass this year, which is another one that I didn't get a graphic for, but we'll change it right now. Killer Queen Black will already be on Game Pass by the time we announce this. It was released on February 23rd. Today, February 25th, Dirt 5 will be available on Xbox Game Pass, as well as today, the 25th, Elite Dangerous. So check out Game Pass as often as you can. I can't tell you guys how great of a value that is. I hope one day we get sponsored by Microsoft so I can get paid to tell you how much I love Xbox Game Pass. More news is going to be coming out with more releases for Xbox Game Pass in March. So again, keep your eye on Thumb on the Pulse. If you're listening to the podcast or got the YouTube subscription going, hit those alert buttons so you know when the new stuff comes out. That way you guys have the newest news as soon as I have it. But our last bit of news for the evening is about one of my favorite games that I haven't been getting to play very much lately, and I'm super bummed about it, but it is going to come back with a vengeance soon, I promise. Fall Guys. Season 4 has been announced for Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. This comedic game show inspired Battle Royale game is getting ready to kick off its 4th season, which officially is going to begin next month in March. After several teasing tweets hinting that an announcement is coming, the official Fall Guys Twitter did finally confirm the season's theme and name. Fall Guys Season 4 will be titled Fall Guys 4041. A feature of a futuristic theme has been released on YouTube. There was a 7-second video that was released on Twitter that doesn't give away too much information on what's going to be in the new update, just kind of the visuals and the color scheme of what is going to come. It also includes images of robots, planets, and spaceships, so we might get like a intergalactic theme with this futuristic vision, but nonetheless, super pumped, always excited when they add new stuff to this game, and I can't wait to download the new update. Other than that, guys, this has been Thumb on the Pulse. As always, I appreciate all the support you guys show me, be it on the podcast, on the YouTube channel, or when you're hanging out with me live while I record it. My name is Thumbspasm. This is all the information that we've gotten by putting our thumb on the pulse. I hope to see you guys next time. If you're on the YouTube channel and watching this right now, please hit that like, comment down below, and hit the subscribe button for me, as well as alerts so you get notified when the next ones come up. Otherwise, I'm Thumbspasm. I love you beautiful beings very much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I did the first kiss too early, so now I got to do a bunch of them to end off the stream. Have a great night, guys. Bye. Just for shites and giggles. Actually, I could probably hit it here. So if you're a fan of dodgeball, you want to dip, dive, duck, dodge, and you want to dip, dive, duck, dodge, and what is it? Dip, dive, dodge, duck, and dodge. I'm not going to try it again. I think I got it right that time. Belly's grumbling. Butte. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, that was really tough to get through because I had an itch on my nose.